another beautiful day in the books. So today was Easter. My family hosted, had a bunch of people over. And you know what? There's a thing in my mind, a thought in the brain. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can. Homeboy's still coughing. But a thought in my brain when I saw the spread on the table, which I knew was going to be tasty. But I was like, you know what? This is a lot of food that I don't really eat anymore. Like a lot of meats and cheeses and breads. Well, I don't eat much of any of that. I do eat meat. Oh, I love me some chicken. I love me some beef. But that's not what we had. That's not what we had. And well, let me just say, I definitely royally oofed my stomach for the day today. So, in semi-recovery mode, I guess, my tummy is tummying. And so, yeah, TMI, been in the bathroom all day. As you can see, it's a different vibe from yesterday. I think it's because I'm kind of just catching up on the rest of the day. Look what I put up. So this was something that it's not technically not supposed to be this. It's actually supposed to be it's supposed to be a garment. It's supposed to be like I got it in Fiji. But then I kind of put it up in front of the window because when the light shines through, it's very thin. When the light shines through it, it's kind of like, whoa, interesting. And you know what? As you can see, I could do the 360. The vibe in the room is very much gray, and that was on purpose for a while, because then it made like the actual color I had pop. But then I went way too far in that direction of everything is gray. And so, yeah, slowly but surely getting color back into my life one step at a time, whether it's, things in the closet, my bookshelf over here with all the fun little stuff, my memorabilia shelf going on over here, and now this thing, right? It's kind of nice. It's kind of like the gray moves aside for the color. And so, yeah, eventually I'll completely change up my color scheme. Just right now, let's be so real, I don't have the finances to invest in interior design. I don't. I'm in pure necessity mode right now. That's a lie. Not pure in the slightest. I have a lot of different things I'm buying, but you know what? I do be doing my finances. I do be keeping track of all that, and I do know that I'm locking in. For the most part. Many of the days it's like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. So we're making steps forward in the long run. But boy, every time do I take a step back, I go, bro, why are we stepping back? And there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place for everything. Of course, I do truly understand that. Doesn't stop me from questioning. Doesn't stop me from being like, Philip, what's going on? So yeah, I'm finding the flow. I'm finding this dance of like, sometimes there's times when I need a little bit more for myself, whether that's a trip, whether that's a thing to do, whether that's a little gift, a little snack, maybe like a bag of, what did I have recently? It was like yuca chips or something. Those were pretty good for sure. Just got distracted by a text. Gonna be super excited to post that one. I do gotta actually work on the Fiji. My mind is scattered. A lot of good stuff happening. I think, on a day like today, when I just get to spend it with family, spend it with lots of love and just laughter all around, I'm not as focused on the nitty-gritty of every single day. And I think there's beauty in that. I think it's wonderful to take that step back, as we say. Basically, my life doesn't always have to be 2 steps forward. It doesn't always have to be 2 steps forward, because sometimes it's important to take a step back and just be with family. I don't have to make progress 1,000,000,000% of the time, because it's in the moments with family and friends and loved ones and people that I care about do I get to celebrate. I get to celebrate my wins. I get to celebrate my progress. You know, when I share these things with my family, I get to look back and be like, you know what? I'm further than I was. I'm further than I was. And that's why I keep celebrating. That's why I have my one step back moments when I'm not all staring down my finances, when I'm not staring down my health, when I'm not staring down all of the plans that I have in the world. I just say, you know what? You know what? Let's look around and let's be grateful, because I live a life, I live in a place, I live in a time, I live in an environment where I'm able to have the problems that I have. Some people in the world, they have it multitudes times worse than I do. They can't dream like I currently can. They can't, act, they can't live like I currently do. I have the problems I do now because of how blessed and how fortunate I am. Don't get me wrong, doesn't mean I love the problems, doesn't mean I want to have them forever, but it does mean that I am fortunate enough to have the ones that I do that, let's be real. Most of our problems are lucky problems. I'm not worried about food. I'm not worried about my physical safety. I'm not worried about not having opportunities or chances. I'm not worried about, feeling silenced or feeling lonely. I'm not worried about any of that. I don't have to, because all of those areas are so secure in my life right now. I have other things, but don't we all? Don't we all? All right. You know how it is. You know how it be. I'm going to keep this one short today because I'd like to continue this vibe, and I want to keep connecting with the people in my life. And you know what? Tomorrow's another day to make 2 steps forward. And I hope tomorrow you and I together make those 2 steps. No matter how many steps back we've taken recently, let's take those 2 steps forward together every day. Let's do it. Starting now. Starting yesterday. Not starting tomorrow. Starting now. So until we meet again, which I hope is tomorrow, just remember to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.